Hi everyone, Joe for JaspysCaseBreaks.com coming at you with 2024 Panini Select Baseball. 12-box Pick Your Team 1, brand new release, just dropped today. All card ship, a lot of great stuff in here. It's a longer break, so let's get on with it. If you're watching the replay, there will be a recap at the end. If I've forgotten the recap, it might be in a separate video. So there it is, on a hump day. Thanks everyone for getting in. If you have a rooftop at the very end of your name, that means you won that spot in the team random that we did. So someone like Josh won a spot in the team random with select 1 box 2 and then won the Red Sox here. So that's the code. Those are the codes. Star means like Jorge got last spot mojo. 70% of the time, last spot mojo hits all the time. So whether you got in through the filler or whether you bought a spot straight up, thank you. Appreciate it. Good luck. Here it is, full case, all 12 boxes. Who was it the other time about how good the Giants have been? I think that was Paul, who of course is like a Rex and was like, oh my god, the Giants are like, they're 8-3. Which I told him, you and Rex are like in the same boat. Making mountains out of molehills this early stage of the season. Yeah, if they keep that up in the first 2 months of the season, then I'll be impressed. Of course you say he isn't wrong, yeah. Means nothing, though. We're still trying to figure out the true identities of these teams. Right now, it's like we're baseball detectives, Rex. We're like, who's for real? Who's not for real? You know? That's what the first 2 months of the season are. Figuring out who's real and who's not. After a couple months, we'll have a better sample size on whether the team's hot starts are right or wrong. Need more evidence. You guys are trying to solve murder cases with just one clue. Well, the gun was in front of that guy's door, so he is the murderer. Obviously. Case closed. All right, away we go. There's Jackson Churio. Probably heard his highlight on MLB Network just a few moments ago to 149. That will be for Danielle and the Brewers. And our first autograph is Dylan Head for Miami. That's going to be for George. Now, just in the interest of time, I'm going to set these aside, right? And we're going to sleeve all of those at the end of the break. I think that might make the video itself move a little more quickly. There's Chipper Jones for the Braves. That's for Aaron. That's to 149. Roman Anthony. Nice. 13 out of 25 for the Red Sox. Josh. Another Jackson Churio to 49 this time, Danielle. Might be starting a rainbow here. Johan Santana to 49. That'll be for the Yankees. Got a Junior Caminero rookie card. We like those. Remember Jonathan Papelbon? That's a Sensations Junior Caminero insert. All card chip, of course. Another Junior Caminero. Flipped around for whatever reason. That's just Premier Edition for the Rays. All of those are going to go to you, Tyler. Tyler with Tampa Bay. There's Eddie Murray to 199. And here's Spencer Arrighetti. Piece of the jersey going to the Astros. That'll be for Aaron. Evidence schmevidence, says Rex. Yeah, cares about evidence, right? Facts. Let's jump to wild conclusions. Yeah, Jung-Hoo is looking solid thus far. I think he was looking pretty solid last season too, before he like ran into that wall, right? And then jammed up his shoulder, and then he was out for the rest of the year. But I'm glad he's keeping it up, continuing where he left off. It's James Wood Sensations rookie card. Then we've got a Carson Williams. 32 out of 99. Diamond Action Signatures. Autograph. That'll be going to Tyler in Tampa Bay. All right, box one done. I did not. What did you say about... I must have missed that. Sorry. What Chipper Jones said about Andrew Jones? What did Chipper Jones say about Andrew Jones? You know what? I've already seen this quick pitch episode. So now let's switch to something else. Like live from the Masters. Anyone have any Masters picks for me here? I did, dude. I did indeed draft Jung-Hoo Lee in my fantasy league. And Junior Caminero. I kept him from last season. The injury bug has got me though. Jared Jones got me before the beginning of the season. Justin Seal just went on the IL. Carson Wong, the catcher, went on the IL. Andrew Benintendi went on the IL. I'm scrambling for depth here in a 16-team keeper league. Remember, we've got more pick your teams loaded up. So I would grab your teams now outright. That might be a little bit easier, and that might help. That might help. If we end up doing a filler, that might help make the filler a little less expensive. There's Nolan Ryan. That's to 199, and we got a Bobby Witt Jr. 60 out of 99 piece of the jersey. I like that select. Always a sharp, clean design. They just make a couple nice little design elements here and there that they upgrade. I dig it. Royals, that's going to be for Josh. And this is a Mets edition of Nolan Ryan going to James. Here's a rookie, James Wood. Nice, silver. And here is Ricky Tideman for Toronto. That's going to be for Coppola and the Blue Jays.
Let's go, Ricky Tiedemann.
Is there an R in there? Or no, is it Tiedemann?
Yeah.
Tiedemann.
Mm-hmm. San Pedro, I played with him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice. Is he good?
Yeah, he was the #1 prospect for the Blue Jays for a while.
I think he was, right?
Yeah, he's a lefty pitcher up to like almost 100.
Jeez. Here's a silver James Wood. Obviously, rookies like this will kind of sleeve and take care of right away. And Paul Skeens as well, obviously. That's going to go to George and the Pirates. First of many, I hope. There's Marcelo Meyer to 149. And another James Wood, but that's just a base level James Wood. Those will all add up. Adam George has the Nats. Nats have a good team there, good group of youngsters. There's to 99 Grant Taylor. And we've got an Ellie Dela Cruz autograph. Reds. Scott gets randomized the Reds. Wait, who is Danielle? Tiedemann? Nice Ellie. Nice box. Whoa! And a gold vinyl. Moises Ballesteros. For Jeremy H. and the Cubs. Jeremy. All aboard the Big Hit Express. Woo woo! Nice. There's Brandon Maia to 99. Kind of reminds me of Sebi Ballesteros, who Spaniard won the Masters a couple times back in the day. Doubt there's a relation. There's Willie McCovey to 199 for the Giants. And there's a tricolor Paul Skeens. Nice. Nice little box here. Oh, nice. You should talk to Thomas next time he's on air on Saturday. Played a lot of, he's from around here, played a lot of baseball. He knows Ricky Tiedemann. So Rex was saying, he tweeted asking if Andrew played his entire career. Oh, if Andrew Jones played his entire career as a Yankee and got all the stats he had in his career, would he be a Hall of Famer? And he said, of course he would, first ballot. That's interesting. Yeah, maybe he would. Might be a lot closer, I think. But it's not like, I don't know. It also makes it sound like Atlanta's like some tiny little town that doesn't know anything about baseball. That's a good baseball town. They know their baseball. Tyler, what's going on? You're a Rays fan. So this season may just consist on you rooting for former Rays. Glass now, Snell. Yeah, hopefully they stay healthy. Snell on the IL. Snell on the IL, which is not super surprising. Oh, he had another son who plays professionally as well. Another family. Talented. Yeah, I've got my eye on Ryan Pepio. So he, former Dodger, of course. So I always keep an eye on him. I got him on my fantasy team too, but I also keep an eye on him. See how he's doing. I think he's played pretty well, I want to say. All right, another box. Good luck. There's another base Skeens. Let's try to find some parallels like that tricolor for George and the Pirates. There's Yadier Molina to 149 for the Cardinals. And a Bobby Witt Jr. autograph. Nice. Royals. Josh Smith with Kansas City. Always had some really nice penmanship. I think these zebra prints, diamond level zebra prints, are shorter printed. This is for the Reds, Scott. Another base Caminero. We got a white parallel Ryan Sandberg to 99. Here's a blue Nazan Zanatello, 169 out of 199. That's going to be for Boston. That'll be for Josh as well. There's George Lombard Jr. and a Luis Baez autograph. That will be for Aaron and the Astros. The Lombard will go to Matt and the Yankees, 79 out of 149. Christian Scott, purple, 75 out of 99. That'll be for the Mets. We got Ivan Rodriguez, Pudge to 90 out of 99. Rangers, red, going to Scott. And a silver Paul Skeens. There we go. Looks like there's like a little... There's like a little ding right there, which sucks. I initially thought that was a little bit of, you know, cardboard dust, but make note of that, George. But that's concourse level. There's Orelvis Martinez, 101 out of 199. That'll be for the Blue Jays. That's going to go to Coppola. There's Matt Shaw, 67 out of 199 for Jeremy H. and the Cubs. And Kyle Teal, piece of the jersey for Josh and the Boston Red Sox. Oh, you think Chipper was just talking about... I mean, I don't know. Adrian Beltre played for the Dodgers, the Mariners, and the Rangers. He still ended up in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I think Andrew Jones has the stat. Maybe not a first ballot Hall of Famer stat. But I bet the Gold Gloves probably, you know, the Gold Gloves probably should give him a little bit more credit. But I'm glancing at Baseball Reference right now, and if you look at similarity scores, there are only two players that are in the Hall of Fame that have similar scores. That would be Gil Hodges and Duke Snider. I think the last handful of years didn't really do Andrew Jones a lot of favors. You know, the drop-off was pretty big. He had 51 homers in his age 28 season, 41 in his age 29 season, and then his last season with Atlanta, 26 home runs. And that's a full season, too. Then went to the Dodgers, a little overweight and underprepared, and didn't play a lot of games. Went to Texas, hit 17 home runs, went to the White Sox, you know, 19 home runs. A couple years at the Yankees, 13, 14 home runs. And that's it. So he doesn't really have a milestone home run number like 500. He has 434. The lifetime 250 batting average is not super impressive. 820 OPS is pretty nice. And all the Gold Gloves that he has. Only 1,900 hits. Yeah, I think just sort of that back handful of years of his career just didn't really do him any favors. I don't know. I don't know about first ballot, but I think he should eventually get in. I don't think it's the bouncing around of teams that is preventing him from going in earlier. Here's Colt Emerson, at least in my opinion. Colt Emerson, Seattle. It's for John and the Mariners. There's the Eddie Murray to 99. That's for the Orioles. It'll be for Joe. Ryan Clifford to 99 for the Mets. That's going to go to James. Jackson Churio, Sensations insert. That'll be for Danielle and the Mariners. Here's Silas Ardoin 110 out of 199. That's going to go to the Orioles. And a Lee Smith autograph, jersey and autograph. Cubs closer going to Jeremy H. $49 out of 49. Here's Goose Gossage, 69 out of 99. Seven players below 400 have not made the Hall of Fame, and every one of them were the steroid guys. Tony Gwynn, 39 out of 199. And here's Brock Porterhouse Steak, selective swatches. Going to Scott and the Rangers. Tony Gwynn will go to Jorge and the Padres. And we got some green coming up here. Giovanni Rodriguez, 2 out of 5 for the Mets. That's going to go to James and the Mets. James, all aboard the Big Hit Express. Whoop, whoop. Out of 5s and under, get the train whistle, of course. All right, another box.
As we all know, there are several issues facing the game. I've spoken previously about several of them, and I would like to comment on 2 of these today.
And we're going to take a look at, like,
I'm here reaffirming our support of the governing bodies in their efforts to address the issue of distance. Together, the RNA and the USGA have been deliberative, and collaborative in their efforts.
yeah, Andrew Jones' career wins above replacement is at 62.7. So who are the Hall of Famers that are around him? Right? We have guys like old school guys like Bob Feller, Clark Griffith. Those are pitchers. Billy oh no, that always throws me off. This is like 1900s Billy Hamilton, like early 1900s Billy Hamilton was Hall of Famer. Hal Neuheiser, Juan Marichal, that's a pitcher. CC Sabathia behind him. All right, so Todd Helton's a Hall of Famer with a 61.8 wins above replacement. But yeah, not too many modern guys that are around that wins above replacement that gets you pretty much immediately into the Hall of Fame, you know what I mean? I think we've done this exercise before. I feel like you have to get at least 70 wins above replacement to be like pretty much automatic first ballot. Like majority of the players that have a 70 WAR wins above replacement in their career are going to be Hall of Famers. Right, so just glancing at the list, there's 100 players on this list, and most of them on Baseball Reference have plus signs next to them. You know, which indicate Hall of Famers. I think that's kind of the magic number right there. There's a nice tricolor James Wood. So I guess, you know, another base James Wood. All of those are going to go to you, Adam. Adam George with that one. So Andrew Jones definitely Hall of very good, and maybe those fielding stats may help push him over the edge. Not sure first ballot, though. Here's a silver Jackson Churio for Danielle. Concourse level, Brewers. And a Marcelo Meyer, 2-color patch. That'll be for Boston. Josh. 7/49. Or Elvis Martinez will go to Coppola to 149. Bryce Matthews is going to go to Aaron to 99. Another Junior Caminero sensations for Tyler. Jacob Wilson has had a nice little start to his season. Got him on my fantasy team as well. We got a Chase DeLauder autograph for Brian. Brian Frank and the Guardians. Cleveland, this is for you. We got Luke Keeschel to 149. Ben Sheets, 74/99 for the Brew Crew, for Danielle. Like Ben Sheets was really solid in his day. $74/99. And that Luke is to 149.
The challenger, innovator, disruptor. The Vero by Encore.
Here's Donnie Baseball, 25/49.
Revolutionary innovation to golf. Crafted for those who seek not just to play, but to transform the game.
All right, box 6 of 12. So yeah, I think this should bring us a little over the 30-minute mark. Yeah, like I said this break would take about an hour, probably bring us pretty close to the end of the show. So we're actually at the 50-minute mark right now. But yeah, we should probably get this done by close to the bottom of the next hour, plus whatever time it takes me to put all this stuff away. Probably be in the last 20 minutes of the show or so. So if you want to try to get another quick break going, I think Impeccable would be a great one to close out the night. If you want to do something else, feel free to buy some spots. If not, don't. But I'll be back tomorrow, 3 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern. But I'm just saying that we still got a little bit of time if you want to get another quick little thing going tonight. All right, we are almost halfway there.
America supports everyone determined to find out what's possible in golf and in life.
Good luck.
What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
Marcelo Meyer to 199 for Josh and the Red Sox. Another rookie, James Wood. Arjun Nimala. Another Jackson Churio. And our autograph, Colt Keith. Nice rookie auto for the Tigers. Michael with Detroit. Got the Tigers straight up. Tommy Troy for Ryan in Arizona. That's to 149. And the other autograph is Connor Norby. George with the Marlins. Roberto Clemente, red, 16 out of 99. Pirates with another gaffe. We talked about the other day how they accidentally, or I don't know, out in the outfield there's a number 21 commemorating Roberto Clemente, you know, and I guess an overzealous sales team covered that or removed that number or covered it up with an advertisement. Here's Braylon Morrell to 25. That's a tie-dye. Going to the Rangers. That'll be for Scott. And the orange Blake Mitchell to 49 will go to Kansas City. That will go to Josh. And I think the other sort of PR gaffe was that, you know, some stadiums have like bricks in the bottom outside the stadium where like people will donate money or dedicate it to their family and be like, hey, you buy a commemorative brick and it's there for the fans, you know. I think a lot of them ended up like missing. And some found in like a recycling area or something like that. We're just talking about Andrew Jones. Here's his kid Drew Jones. 3-color patch, tie-dye. 6 out of 25 for Ryan. And people are like, what the F? And I think the Pirates excuse, I have to look this story up again later, but I go look it up. But I think the Pirates were pretty much like, oh, we were totally going to replace them. Here's a phenomenon, Paul Skeens. Phenomenon. Phenomenon. There's Roberto Alomar to 199. That is Padres edition. That'll go to Jorge. All right, here we go. Another 6 boxes to go. Good luck. About another 30 minutes to go in the video, and then it'll take me a little time to sleeve all that stuff up afterwards, but you still should have a little window of time to squeeze in another break like Impeccable Baseball if you want to. JaspysCaseBreaks.com. Yeah, it's still on the front page of the ESPN MLB section. The Pirates were forced on the back foot again this week, forced to explain the disappearance of fan-funded Bucco bricks and the delay in their return to PNC Park. Frustration was heightened after fans shared with KDKA TV in Pittsburgh that some of the bricks, which had been located in the front of the home plate entrance to the stadium, were found at a recycling plant in the area. Uh-oh. The team told multiple outlets Tuesday that the bricks were in the process of being returned for a more permanent display. The bricks have been removed as a part of renovations done outside the stadium. Pirates missed their goal of having their new display ready for home opener on April 4th. Bucco bricks were introduced in 1999 with the team saying it sold about 10,000 of them. A number of the bricks include messages honoring family members, leading to some of the consternation among fans. Quote, Through the years, a host of environmental factors, including weather and foot traffic, has led to significant damage, leading to multiple full-scale replacements. Pirates Senior Advisor of Communications and Broadcasting said, these packs are going to drive me nuts here. Full-scale replacements, said Pirates Senior Vice President of Communications and Broadcasting, Brian Warecki, in a statement. This cycle of deterioration prompted our organization to look for better ways to preserve these cherished messages over the long term. Maybe give the fans a heads up so they don't freak out when they're in a recycling plant. Maybe you can be like, no, those are being replaced. Chill. Here's Brock Wilken to 99. That's for the Brewers. And Adiel Amador is your autograph. Rookie silver autograph for Zachary and the Rockies. There's a Nick Lofton red to 99. That'll be for Kansas City. Oh yeah, this represents any of the non-MLB team cards. That Bud Selig card, we'll collect those as one lot and randomize them to one person in the break. Boch for the Rangers to 199. And a gold Goose Gossage. That should be to 10. Yeah, 9 out of 10. Rangers, Scott Anderson.
60cc head driver, 7.5 degrees, the old 975D. Uncharacteristically struggled a bit that week in the scrambling department. He would go on to win 3 of the next.
Sebastian Walcott.
Slam in 01, defending in 02, and then delivered this shot.
Rangers, that's going to be for Scott.
The most famous, most electric, most mind-blowing
And a base James Wood.
game.
Another James Wood.
And for the generation he inspired. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, it does drop. For that generation, it was a very, very good when it happened moment.
I was 18. It was my kind of imagine I was studying anyway. But I'm sure I was in the golf course the following day, so I do the same thing. You know, that's what I used to do. That's how I grew up. So watch Tiger Woods. You know, in the evening times at home, the weekend, and go out and try and do what he did the following day. So yeah, obviously very under the circumstances and everything.
Blue Mike Bovey. I'm going to go with that. 19 out of 199 for Danielle in Milwaukee.
He was trying to come within 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet of the hole, and for hit an unbelievable shot that was going to be a tap in, and then for it to go in. I mean, listen, it's Tiger. I mean, he's done some unbelievable things in his career.
And a baseball Skeens.
I mean, we've all been shocked, but you know, over time, like, yeah, it's Tiger.
From that 05 Masters,
Red Ronnie Maurizio to 149.
14 majors, he
For the Mets, this is Bryce Matthews for Aaron and the Astros.
winding years to get to his 5th green jacket. 2019, Tiger out with an Achilles injury. If he's healthy, he'll be here next year. As
33 out of 99.
Tiger Woods.
Here's that might look like our first Jackson Merrill, maybe? Jorge with the Padres. Might have been more all card chips, so whatever I missed, we'll make sure that they get out to you.
Sweet spot. Each item is individually optimized and injected with speed flow air for improved distance, feel, and consistency. P793 category also. Average distance. P series for all new P790 for tailor-made.
Everybody asked me if I was bro, you get a pump for free.
Right.
Free. Why you asking me and not finding out for yourself? First one for free.
Let's look at some baseball scores today on a Wednesday. Jackson Churio for the Brewers had a 3-run homer. Brewers pounded the Rockies 17-2. Matt Wallner had a home run for the Twins. They shut out the Royals. They 3-hit the Royals and shut them out 4-0. Looks like Trey Turner had a go-ahead homer in the 9th. And they beat the Braves 4-3.
America supports everyone determined to find out what's possible in golf and in life.
Yandy had a nice homer for the Rays. They beat the Angels 5-4. In extras, Bo Bichette gave the Blue Jays the lead in extras, and they beat the home team Boston 2-1 in 11. Then Michael Tauchman got hurt on a play at the plate. And that ended up ending the game. Guardians beat the White Sox 3-2. We'll go through some other scores in the next box. Oh, sorry, knocked the keyboard over. Good luck.
It is so exciting to see you. It's a really big day for us.
Experience Jim Cramer's biggest event of the year. Join Jim in Orlando.
And there's a silver Paul Skeens. Nice. Silver Skeens. Silver Skeens.
It's more than a cup. It's a
So, concourse level, but still nice to see the silver on that. That's going to go to George and the Pirates.
NBC.com/Jim's meeting. Who's in the mood for some golf? Par 3 contest today.
Owen Cassie to 149 for the Cubs. Jeremy H.
Season is up. Anticipation is up. Round 1 is almost up.
Kobe Mayo for the Orioles. Joe.
Live from the Masters.
And we got a Xavier Isaac for Tyler in Tampa Bay. There you go, Tyler. Trey Morgan to 149. Another Skeens. Adam Jones, those tricolors, not numbered by the way. Looks like that's Rangers edition of Will Clark.
What do you think? Do you give the 70 range and slender left-hander a chance? You know he thinks he can win. Been playing majors since 1860, and Philly's the only one 50 years or older to have ever won one.
Jackson Merrill rookie card.
Institutional knowledge at Augusta. Two-time Masters champion, 950.
Tony Gwynn, 11 out of 99. And Andrew Jones, 70 out of 99. That'll be for Aaron and the Braves.
Season, but the planning for the final Ryder Cup is underway. John Ross likely, but not yet a lock for Captain McDonald's team.
Austin Wells to 199 for the Yankees. That's going to go to Matt. And we got a Kendall George for my Dodgers.
Get the sense this is an important season for Jordan Speed. He's now 30
One of their up-and-coming prospects, Jorge, with the Dodgers. 71 out of 99.
years for Jordan. He's been a great year. Without that, Jordan had 10-26.
Got Dylan Head, blue to 49. And that's going to go to George from the Marlins. All right, another box. We have the Mariners beat the Astros 7-6. A J-Rod and Arozarena doing the work in the bottom of the ninth to walk it off.
Dustin Johnson, the three-putt Chambers Bay, and a great chance to make it 3 in a row at Old Course at St. Andrews.
Dodgers beat the Nationals
In 2016,
in DC 6-5.
made 7.
Mike Yastrzemski, a walk-off homer into the Bay. Giants beat the Reds 8-6 in extras in 10. Diamondbacks had a 5-run fifth. They shut out the Orioles 9-0. Padres beat the A's 2-1. They only scored 2 runs in spite of having 12 hits. A's only managed 2. Rangers beat the Cubs 6-2. Corey Seager looks like had a couple homers. We've got a few other games to look at when we get to the next box. All right. Good luck. Almost there. Diego Cartaya to 99. Dodgers, that's for Jorge. And Spencer Arrighetti. Rookie auto for Aaron and the Astros. $58 out of 99. Stan Musial, a little color match with the Cardinals. Redbirds to 149. St. Louis. David M. We got a tie-dye Jim Tomei. 3 out of 25. Nice. Phillies edition. That's going to go to Scott. Ty Floyd to 99 for Cincinnati. It's going to be for Scott. And Jacob Wilson. Selective swatches for this very selective hitter. Supposed to be an elite glove. Great bat. Kind of like a Luis Arias type, but it's popped a couple homers this year. 109 complete games. Numbers card, Greg Maddux. That's pretty cool. 43 out of 99.
This place used to fit him better than any other player
And what do they call the Greg Maddux complete game? If you could do a complete game shutout in under 100 pitches.
No player. No player. You think about all the
Jim Tomei to 199.
from Byron Nelson,
Another James Wood rookie card. Ichiro Yankees edition. Churio rookie card. And 13 out of 49, Aramis Ramirez. Old Cub going to Jeremy H.
was, and how great this course fit him. Another Texan, Ralph Goulbo. Again, he was
13 out of 49.
but decided to change the golf swing, and well, he lost his game. Byron Nelson, another Texan, got off to a fabulous start around here. Who could forget even a number of years? 58, 60, 62, 64. Scotty Shepard, another Texan. Another Texan.
3 boxes to go.
One. If we include Scotty Shepard as a Texan, okay, and we're going to say this grew up here. They won 20% of the Masters that have been played around here, and I guess I've gotten off to a little better suited but like Seth, like Justin Thomas, Seth lost his game trying to become even better, more control. He lost his game. Justin Thomas is right now in the game. Sort of, he's found it. He's back. He's been quite found his way away from Victor Hovland. I think George Smith was a victim of trying to change his game, try to find more power, and I think he's really suffered. He is statistically not the player that he used to be. Unfortunately,
Final games here. Yankees beat the Tigers 4-3. Aaron Judge had an RBI single today. Marlins shut out the Mets 5-0. 2 hit the Mets. Matt Mervis and Edwin Diaz going yard. Who was on the mound? Oh, that was Max Meyer, right? Went 6 1/3, 2 hits, 4 strikeouts. That's it. And then Bender and Bakar. Not familiar with those relievers, but they did the rest. And the Pirates beat the Cardinals 2-1 in 13. Joey Bart walked it off for the Pirates. And that's your day. Oh, and there's also a highlight of Christian Yelich hitting a 465-foot 2-run homer. Jeez. As long as that Baki back stays healthy for Christian Yelich, he can still do a lot of damage with the bat. Take care of that back. Okay. Final 3 boxes. Good luck. There's a Jackson Merrill and a Jacob Wilson jersey and autograph. RPA. For Adam George and the A's.
what gets people to tune in, and he was just talking about the appeal of George Speed, and he said something interesting.
We have an interesting group of youngsters.
A few players,
The Athletics.
somebody out mowing their front lawn
There's Heston Kjerstad, rookie to 199 for the Orioles. Joe.
to stop mowing their lawn, go ahead, and watch the TV. He said, and he goes, it's
There's Luke to 99. That is for Minnesota. That's going to go to Scott.
whatever they're doing, and go watch golf.
Here's a Phenomenon. James Wood. Phenomenon. Do, 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 do. And a Silver Paul Skeens.
You've always said there is no greater predictor of success than fill in the blank. Winning a major championship early. Winning a major championship at
There you go. George, Pirates.
23 years of age. Of course, Jack Nicklaus did that. We know what happened. Tiger Woods did that. We know what happened. Sonny Ballesteros did that. We know what happened. George Speed did that. Look, George Speed scored right into the Hall of Fame. So, he didn't win and then fall off.
And we got a Sebastian Walcott relic.
Carried on playing
That will be for Scott Anderson and the Tigers.
for the years. It's good enough to get into the Hall of Fame, but what he doesn't have that Jack Nicklaus had, what he doesn't have that Sonny had, what he doesn't have that Tiger Woods has, is dominant power. And look, the long-term
Another Paul Skeens.
advantage of dominant
I want to find some color for Paul Skeens. Let's find some parallels. There's Kobe Mayo to 199.
assets that you can have. Simply
That's going to go to Joe and Baltimore. Another Paul Skeens going to George and the Pirates. Ernie Banks, let's play 2. Here's a Caminero rookie. Boch to 149. Tamar Johnson. An orange. Zanatello to 49. And an Owen Cassie. Diamond Action Signature Autograph. Jeremy H. Cubs. Top loaders right here.
who would have ever guessed that Paul Romo's last major was 64. Who would have ever guessed that Tom Watson's last major was in 1983? Who would have ever guessed that Tiger Woods actually won the U.S. Open?
Albert Pujols, tie-dye. 4 out of 25. That's going to be David and the Cardinals.
On the scale of those. But it's a head scratcher.
And Kyle Manzardo to 199 for Cleveland. This is for you. That'll be for Brian. 2 boxes to go.
And then they kind of go off the board a bit, but that doesn't mean that now they can't have a flash. So although what do you say? So the greatest players was? Well, if you look at guys, they only have a hot period of time, 3 or 4 or 5 years, when they do most of their careers. And then they go off the board a bit, but then there's flashes, but then again they the greatest win over that. Yeah, Tiger Woods did. That's very high. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what we thought when you go. Yeah, I mean it's he's a warning leader. Yeah, yeah. The warning is that the most dangerous place on a golf course is not this one. It's not aiming at one. It's the driving range. That is the warning. You know, you tinker at the peril. We talk about the success stories. We do talk about the success stories because they're top teachers. We don't talk a lot about the ones that tinker and fail.
Final 2 boxes. Remember, more cases available on jaspyscasebreaks.com. Buy your team outright if you can, because if we end up putting, the remaining teams in some sort of filler, the more teams we can move, the less expensive the filler is going to be, and then the quicker we can fill it up and knock it out. All right. Another box. Noah Shanuel to 199. And we got a Brock Wilken auto for Danielle and the Brew Crew. 77 out of 99.
So caddies are getting their due on this show. Who's on what bag? And a bit later, Tom Lewis in depth with Ted Scott.
We got a red James Wood, 78 out of 149. Nice little color match there, Adam, with the Nats. Got a Jackson Churio, that's diamond level. And we have a Starlin Caba going to Scott and the Phillies. We got an Ichiro. We got a Nick Lofton to 25. Tie-dye, that'll be for Josh and the Royals. Jose Reyes for James and the Mets. That's to 149. Ching-Ming Wang flipped around for some reason, as is that Bo Jackson. We got a white parallel Bruce Bochy to 99 and 83 out of 99. Brady, take it to the house. Adam with the Nats. 83 out of 99. All right, final box. Good luck. Oh my God, really? Rex is saying there's a story about that Weezer's bassist's wife was shot by police by accident during a manhunt for a hit-and-run suspect. Jeez. She okay?
year ago, that's only been 11th in the world. Randall Ford now down to 81st. And they got another full form of time a game.
All right, we made it. Final box. Good luck.
Certainly hasn't lost any of his popularity, but things are just not going
We got Evan Carter to 35. Nice patch.
in store for him this week.
And auto. That's going to go to Scott Anderson. Got the Rangers straight up.
Entering this week. And rough patch and players make changes. So Max and Caddy
That's the 35.
have split. Bill Harkey is the new bag man. Here's Max.
There's Nick Lofton 90. What? It was not an accident. She was shot, then arrested because she's the hit and run suspect? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, was not my choice, so it's
Roman Anthony to 199. That's going to go to Josh and Boston.
that friendship mattered more than the work thing, and he was wise enough to do what he did. It's hard. I'm just so used
Here is Matt Shaw.
to even just on Mondays, Tuesdays,
Nice little color match there. Piece of the jersey. Cubs, Jeremy H.
happy that he did it because I would rather, at the end of my days, we continue to be great friends than one of us are to resent the other for how hard this game can be.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that
It's
some of the Weezer guys do live out here, huh?
I just pictured all
Here's Pete Rose to 149.
but again, that's not
That'll be for the Reds.
I'd rather walk life with Joe forever than
There's
this.
Billy Martin to 199. Orange Matt shotted for Jeremy to 49.
Process, but also good in a way. Because friendship does matter.
So police were searching a home for suspect. Saw her in a yard with a gun. Told her
Joe Buck
with a gun.
for all six.
Told her to drop, and then she pointed at police.
He's on the back for Justin Thomas. JT taking to social media Tuesday evening announcing that
It's Carlos Beltran to 199. Kansas City. There's then Luis Baez, Astros, Aaron.
go this week. Justin Thomas played some good golf. Hasn't translated certainly at the last two Masters. 2023. Missed the cut by a shot, and as well a year ago.
There's Brooks Lee, tie-dye to 125. 1 out of 25, that is. Twins. That's going to be for Scott.
That said, it's a clean slate. It feels like, given how well he has played, Randall, what is the case?
There's Alex Clemeni.
Look, he's
Clemmy?
a couple top tens here.
66 out of 149. That jammed me up for some reason. And Colt Emerson will close things out. That's the break. We did it. Thanks for filling up Select 1, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do a quick little randomizer. We got to see who gets this this Bud Selig here. Among any non-baseball card or non-baseball team cards that I may have passed by. Let's gather everybody's names. A little consolation prize. Name on top after 7. 4 and a 3, 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7th and final time. Scott Anderson, you'll get that Bud Selig and any other non-MLB Pro Team cards right there. Like that. And recap. Thanks everyone for getting in. There are a ton of parallels that I'm going to have to sleeve up after this video. Thanks everybody for getting in. Appreciate it. We got more in the store. That nice Kendall George. A lot of Paul Skeens'. These autographs look really cool. Sebastian Walcott. Kuskashewicz to 10. Skeens Phenomenon. Connor Norby. A lot of good stuff. Ben Sheets. Some old school guys too. Out of 5s. Hall of Famers. Future Stars. Silver Skeens. Bobby Witt Jr. Moises Ballesteros. Ellie De La Cruz. Some nice stuff here. I might snap a couple pictures of that. So, nice break, ladies and gentlemen. We got more in the store, jaspyscasebreaks.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for breaking with me. I'm Joe, and I'll see you next time for the next one. Bye-bye.